Hi YouTube. When I did my unboxing of the high relief silver and gold horse, some pretty good questions were asked, and I basically promised that I would do a video on the entire series. I would talk about the pros and cons of buying something like this, and I'd like to have kind of a point-counterpoint discussion about this set. You know, this is something very different than what I'm used to buying. Okay, remember the old Peter Gabriel song "Big Time"? Well, I'm the very opposite of that. I'm small time, okay? And most of what I have bought for my my silver stag kind of mirrors that, right? You know, a lot of stuff that has decent potential on a per coin basis, but really not the big home run. And you know, as I was kind of progressing, I wanted to find something that had a lot of potential. And after that early conversation with Argent Agent, I decided that this is something that really intrigued me. You know, sometimes you have to find something at its very beginning and kind of peek around corners a little bit and see what could potentially be down the road. And that's kind of what I did here. It's in my absolute sweet spot because I love the Lunar series anyway. You guys know that. And, you know, the fact that this basically has a micro mintage was really appealing to me, but could that also be its fatal flaw? And that's one of the point-counterpoint things we'll discuss. Just for context, okay, the 2009 American Gold Eagle high relief had a mintage of 115,178. And that coin is doing extremely well on the secondary market. You find raw examples selling for the mid-2000s. Okay, graded examples even higher. Okay, before we get started, let's just take a look at these. So here is the dragon. The dragon is proving to be pretty elusive for some of you. That sold out pretty quickly, and very few have popped up on the secondary market. Here we have the snake, the silver snake, and the gold. The gold and silver snake are still available. There's like 31 sets left. So that's the thing. That if the question is, I don't really want to start collecting this because I know I can't get the dragon, that's fair. That's a fair concern. I'm trying to chase some very low mintage pieces right now, and it's fun, but it's also frustrating. I mean, you just can't find them anywhere. And, you know, you need a higher price to shake them loose. And this is my favorite, guys. I think this horse design is incredible. And then getting in high relief is just amazing to me. You know, the way that the analogy that I use is being a big football fan and watching your team all year in standard definition, and then your buddy has you over for the Super Bowl and you get to watch it in high def for the first time. It's that eye popping. You know, it just feels like it's popping right out of the coin. It's just incredible. So that's kind of the first part of the discussion, right? Is the point counterpoint of I can't find the dragon, so therefore the set will be difficult to begin collecting, and that's a valid concern. All I can say to that is the dragon will shake loose at some point. You know, people will be selling dragons here and there. You just have to be very diligent. And there are people out there that can help you track that down. I mean, that's what Argent Agent does, okay? Argent Agent has a lot of high net worth clientele, and they basically give him a wish list, and he basically goes through the dealer-to-dealer network. He basically, you know, shakes bushes, goes to coin shows, and this is the kind of stuff he tries to track down for his clients. Okay, so those dragons do pop up, if that's your number one concern. Understand, by the time the goat comes out next year, okay, the horses will probably be gone and the snakes will probably be gone. So at that point, getting into the series brand new will be even harder. You'll be looking at people buying the coin just to have the coin, but it'll be very difficult to collect the whole series unless somebody's really willing to pay up for it. Will people be willing to pay up for it? Who knows? Who knows? Depends on what the series does. You know, people ask me, how will you sell something like this? This is certainly not something that goes on eBay. Okay, this is not something I would ever put on eBay, even if I were to sell it. Now, for me personally, I'm not selling this set. I intend to get the whole set. I can't even imagine what this thing will look like when the whole lunar cycle is complete. I think it would just look absolutely fabulous as a whole set. I have plenty of stuff to sell before I'd ever consider selling this. Okay, but others think differently. They're thinking from a profit and loss perspective. As I told you, the way that I would sell it, if I were to sell it, I would send our agent an email saying, I have, these coins available if any of your clients are ever interested, and here's my price. That's basically what I'd do. And then he would, if somebody had this on their wish list, he would let them know what my asking price was. It's as simple as that. I wouldn't trust this to eBay with the way that they favor the buyer in every transaction now. I wouldn't risk it. Period. I don't even care if you could get a premium. Selling a dragon for $50 is a heck of a lot different than selling something like this for $2,000. Okay, that's just the way that I approach that. Let's talk about the obvious. Okay, the reason that a lot of people buy silver and gold is for a collapse scenario. Okay, for a dollar event, and obviously this would not do anything in that kind of scenario. Nobody's going to care that it's in a plastic case. Nobody's going to care that it's high relief. Nobody's going to care. And in fact, some may not even recognize that, this dragon or snake, they may not even recognize what it is. Okay? And that's why you go for recognizability. I understand that. Again, this is something completely different. It obviously requires a function and economy to place value on it. Okay? And so if that's the only reason that you buy silver and gold, absolutely, you shouldn't really look at something like this. Now, what about the premiums? Okay, you are literally turning down, if you were just buying gold, basically a quarter ounce. I don't have any quarter ounce coins. This is the closest I can get. It's a 2/10 of an ounce and a half gram. Okay, but that's basically what you're turning down of gold every time you buy something like this in the raw. Okay, you're turning down a quarter of an ounce of gold. And by the time the whole set is complete, you would have turned down 3 ounces of gold. Now understand, this is a numismatic product, okay? And it's priced basically in line with other gold numismatics. When you see like the gold buffalo released, or you see like the high relief gold eagle, this is basically priced along those lines. Okay, so that the premium is certainly something you have to live with. Now, people ask, why did I buy it in PR70? That's simple. You have to think about who you would be selling this to, and I would be, somebody buying this, especially if I get the whole set together, would be a very high net worth individual, and they would be looking for it in PR70. That's why I took the chance. I don't typically buy like this, but again, in this case, I'm thinking about the potential home run factor, and that's why I went that way. I mean, understand, the Lunar series has a huge built-in fan base, and you basically have the lowest mintage series of that fan base, and oh, by the way, it's the coolest strike they have. That's just kind of what drew me in. It's something that I enjoy. Look, this is going to be the last time I talk about it for a while, because they're all going away, and they won't even resurface probably until next year when the Year of the Goat comes out. But it's something that really, I tell you, I look forward to making this purchase, and I definitely plan around it. And yeah, it does leave a mark on your budget. There's no question about it. But this is something very different than what I normally buy. And I'm not going to be out there chasing every new gold release and every high premium gold release, certainly. Normally, if I'm looking at a numismatic, I will be looking at older gold. I will be looking at pre-33 gold, okay, if I'm really delving into numismatics. This was an exception for me, and I'm very happy that I bought it. I'm very happy to have it, and I just can't imagine what it's going to look like when the whole set is together. So, yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. That's just kind of my take on the whole thing. Just to sum it up, if not being able to get the dragon is holding you back, I don't think I'd really necessarily let that hold me back. I think I'd have confidence that a dragon will shake loose here and there, and I would just be in a position to pounce on it. No, this isn't good for a collapse, and yeah, the premiums are high, but I think it's worth it in this case. The mintage is just so small. Now, one other point I wanted to make. What's the best case scenario? The best case scenario for the earlier releases is that if the series ever took off and because of demand they had to actually up the mintage, then these the first few coins would be, really sought after, obviously, because there'd be so few of them. Will that happen? I have no idea. They may stick to the 388 all the way through, and it may never completely take off. I don't know. I really don't know. How could you know? But like I said, when you're trying to peek around corners and trying to see potential in something, I just see the potential is there. So, all right, guys. Good talking to you. I'll talk to you later.